You're gonna film me do this? Because I'm terrible at this. The embarrassing part is my whole family back east are all like lobstermen. They're pretty good with boats. Not so much. That was 50. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Chillin' with Chet. Today, we're gonna be taking the Lightning out and doing a tow test. I decided to load my boat up and we're gonna rip it through town. There is a lake on the other side of Phoenix called Lake Pleasant. It's about 45 miles from here. That'll give it a nice good test. If a little reminder, the truck is the Platinum Edition. It has the bigger rims, so it has a little bit less mileage range. I think around 300 is the max mileage range when it's normally not towing. And I will tell you, I've had it for over 1,000 miles and it is spot on, if not better than that 300 miles. I've been very impressed with the range. So what we have is just a basic Mastercraft boat. I'm guessing the weight of that and the trailer is about 4,500 pounds. So I'd say that's a normal size boat and trailer. Maybe what I want to do with this test is show people driving around town, let's say construction workers, guys that have a trailer every day, they're loading, unloading, whatnot, and they have a decent amount of weight in the back, and they're gonna be pulling a trailer around town. I wanted to show what that is with a little bit of freeway driving as well as in town stop and go, and see what my range really is with this truck. I have high hopes. I think it'll probably be over 150 miles range with it. I'm thinking, you know, maybe upwards of 200, just depends on how much the truck compensates for the heavier weight. Also, guys, I get tons of views and, you know, we have 80,000 followers. I'm really trying to get to 100,000. Please keep helping me with that. But I noticed that a lot of the views are actually double sometimes what my subscription rating is. So I definitely think there's a lot more guys out there that would like to subscribe. Please do so. Help me get to that 100,000 mark. Also, comment in below. I'm gonna be doing a few things as you're gonna see with this video. We have, like I said, we have a jump test. We have some racing tests we're gonna do with it, as well as this tow. So if you guys have some other cool suggestions, please put them below in the comments. And without further ado, let's get this Lightning on the road. All right, guys, so we're off. The sun is actually setting here in a little bit, so we're not gonna have too much light. I'd say a couple more hours and it's gonna be pitch black out here in Phoenix, Arizona. So we're gonna have to finish this up at night. But I definitely think I'm gonna get a little bit more than well, it says range on a full charge. It keeps saying 90 something miles. I don't know why it's saying such a conservative mileage range on the trailer aspect of it. So let's see here. Yep, it keeps saying 95 miles, 95 mile range on full charge with the boat. But then the range on the meter says 148. So I'm thinking the 148 is just a default range. And then the 90 something miles is based on my calculations of how long the boat is, how wide it is, how much weight the boat is that I put in for my calculations. And I think it's gonna give me that range best estimate, you know, on its calculations. I think over time it's going to be smart and it's going to, you know, tell me exactly what this boat, pulling this boat and the range really is. You know, we'll see from there. All right, so that was like basically 5 miles through town, and now we're going to be jumping on the freeway and be getting in the HOV lane. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm on the highway. I'm on the 101 here, cuts through the middle of the East Valley of Phoenix. I'm going to be running about 74 miles an hour, so kind of my normal speed on the freeway, keeping up with traffic. The great part, though, is I do have an HOV tag. So my whole license plate, obviously, is an HOV license plate. So I'll be able to drive in this lane the entire time while I'm going through rush hour. I have to say, it does feel kind of weird driving a big truck in the HOV lane all by myself. All right, guys, I'm 36 miles into my tow test here. I am at the north end of Phoenix now. It says I still have 93 miles range. but I've towed 36 miles. So the default for the tow range, when you have this specific trailer and all the parameters I put in, it said only basically 100 miles. In reality, I've only burned 7 miles of that specific range calculation, but I've actually driven 37 miles. So right now it's kind of learning and picking up on how far it can go with this particular setup, with me as the driver in these conditions. But I will say one thing that's really, really nice. These new trucks have radar cruise control. Fantastic. The truck knows that there's a trailer on it. It still allows you to drive in radar cruise control. So I literally can just leave it alone. I pay attention. I have to keep my hands on the wheel, which I prefer, and it'll slow down and speed back up based on whatever the traffic is. So I can have this on through town. I can have it on the highway. It's actually very confidence inspiring. It's really, really good system. I used to have it on a couple other vehicles, and I always really, really enjoy it. It's actually one of my favorite parts about these new modern vehicles is radar cruise control. I can't say enough about it. So right now it's fantastic on this specific truck and towing with it. Like I said too, being in the HOV lane during rush hour, I'm driving right now. It's 3:55 in the afternoon on Friday afternoon. Should be the busiest time of day, and I get to drive in the HOV lane. That's pretty cool. Also, towing with this right now for the last 40 miles, tons of power. This thing has more than enough power. It's immediate. You got to pass somebody, you got to make an evasive maneuver. The brakes are really good, the power is really good. I actually have some open lanes here. I'll show you. I'll just kind of accelerate just a quarter throttle, and it just pulls right up to whatever speed I want. Right now it's 90 miles an hour. The car is super stable and tows like there's nothing even back there. The torque is incredible with this thing. So all right, I'm gonna be checking back in with you guys when we get to the lake here in the next probably 15-20 more miles. All right guys, I am pulling up to Lake Pleasant. I'm gonna pull up, talk to the ranger, let him know that I'm not gonna be driving into the water with this. And I'll actually show you why I was thinking of this location to drive the Tesla underwater, but I'll show you why I actually decided not to. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm actually just doing a tow test with this electric truck right now, and I'm driving from Gilbert, coming out here. It was a kind of a long distance towing a trailer. I was hoping I just want to go down there and then turn right back around and come out. I'm not going to be spending any time here. Is that fine?
Okay, go ahead.
Cool. All right, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. I'll be back out in like 5 minutes. Okay. Appreciate it. All right, well, that was nice. The rangers let me go in and film real quick, and then I'll be back on my way to the East Valley. All right, guys, we are here at Lake Pleasant. I actually was gonna try my water stunt all with that one over there. And the reason why I didn't do it with the Tesla is that it's very slimy and slippery. I was a little worried that I would get down that boat ramp and slide all the way in. So we got here. It took 61 miles was the actual distance. It's a little confusing, I'd have to say, on the dash. It's saying that there's like 78 miles left of range, but it's been kind of going down rapidly. I really don't know exactly where I'm gonna turn up. I have a friend I'm gonna go see on the way home and then be driving back. So I'm gonna add a few more miles. And at first I thought I was gonna have plenty of range. Now I'm thinking I actually might not have enough range, and I might have to go find an Electrify America or a charging station, because I did not bring my charger with me. I think a lot of people will probably do that. They'll leave it at home all the time. And we'll see how easy it is to charge with a boat trailer behind me, and show everybody the practicality of that and the reality of that, and how difficult it might actually be. All right, guys, I'm heading back. I just want to say thanks to those rangers there that let me go in and make me pay the day fee. And I'm on my way home now. So I'm not that confident in making it home. I'm actually gonna go a little bit further, and I'm gonna make a stop at a friend's house. So that might help me with a little bit of logistics, though, on where I'm gonna be able to find a place to charge. That's the reality of going a little bit further without knowing exactly what your range is while you're towing a trailer. Without a trailer, I feel very confident in about 300-mile range. Now, started at 150, the truck said 100. Now it says I got 70 miles range and I've only driven 63 miles, and it says I can go 93 miles total range. I have no idea. We'll see what turns out and how much range I actually have left, and if I do need to charge at a place remotely. My guess is I'm gonna have to charge. All right, guys, I'm just doing a quick check-in. I am out and about. It's what, 6:30 at night. Sun goes down a little early right now here in Arizona. I've driven a total of 91 miles and my range is still saying I have 55 miles of range. I figured I'd pull over here, nice spot with a casino, and try my luck. But also, I need to get on my phone and see if there's like a charging station or something close by, just in case I feel like I need it. I'm gonna put in my mileage from here to my house. I'm gonna guess it's about 50 miles. So I might just try to run it all the way home. We'll see. I also want to have a backup plan though, where if I can't make it home, at least I know exactly where to go and have a nice charging station along the way that I can, you know, get a little bit of a charge and then complete my trip back home. So I will check in with you guys as soon as I am done here grabbing a bite to eat at the old casino. Okay, guys, so I just went in and took a look at the chargers here at the casino. They do have them, but they are really slow. You kind of need a fast, rapid type of charger to get anything done in a decent amount of time. Now I am just gonna try to push it all the way home. My range says 55 miles. It says that it's 40 miles to go home. And I'm thinking if I kind of just drive conservatively and don't push it on the acceleration, I think I could probably make it. Overall, the truck is basically learning my driving habits plus this particular boat and trailer setup. So it should be a little bit more accurate as we go. It did tell me originally I was gonna have like 95 miles of range, and I've already gone 92 miles. So that's good so far. Now we'll see if this 55-mile range is accurate or not, and see if I can actually make it home tonight. I have about 20 miles left, 26-mile range, so we're cutting it close. All right, guys, there you have it. I made it back home. What did we do here? 129 miles. Looks like I still have about 10 more miles of range. I'd say that's fairly accurate now. It's got a lot more accurate as I've been driving here. So I'm home. I will pick this up in the morning when I have more daylight and give you my conclusion on this this little tow test I did through town with my boat. Okay, guys, so this is the day after. I just took out the new Ford Lightning and towed a 3,500-pound boat with the 1,000-pound trailer for a combined weight of 4,500 pounds. I towed it all around town here in Arizona, drove it over to a lake to kind of run through a scenario. If I wanted to take my boat out to a lake, you know, could I make it at least in my general area? And I definitely could. I thought I would do a little bit better than 150 miles, but I did exactly that, about 150 miles. So I think that's pretty good. If you have a normal size gas tank on a turbo Ford F-150, the V6, I'm curious what you guys are getting when you have, let's say, a 300-mile range. When you tow something similar, I'm gonna guess you get about 200 miles. Overall, I did love the truck though. It pulls really well. It's very stable. All the great features that make it a nice driving truck, a nice daily driver, really help out a ton when it comes to towing with it. Plenty of power, all the latest technology, cruise control, HOV lane, you know, the list goes on about my positive review of this truck and even towing. But the biggest negative one is, like I said, you cannot tow this truck, or tow with this truck, I should say, out of town. You're just not gonna want to venture very far beyond your normal daily activities with this truck, towing or not towing, so you can come home and charge. It did take about 10 hours to charge complete. after I depleted the battery. And I noticed that there is a better charger, and I was looking at the data sheets. I should do quite a bit better when I get the new Ford rapid charger hooked up to my house, but it takes a 100 amp circuit. Most houses are 200 if they're new out here, and this thing wants to pull 100. My family's house, my parents' house, the whole entire house runs off 100 amps. So I don't know, what they're thinking or what people are thinking when they say we're ready to go electric and let's convert the world. Our power grid is not ready for that, and I'll be showing that in a future video, kind of how that all works and how all the amperage works. And luckily I have a 400 amp circuit, so I'll be able to install this and actually use it and get a much faster charge with my Ford Lightning. All right, guys, so right now I've had this on a charger. I have this charger plugged in to the house. I have an RV plug right there, which is convenient. So I've been using that. Well, I'm gonna try to charge it off of a normal outlet and see how long this thing takes. I'm down to like literally 7 miles of range. Let me show you something that was interesting. I'm gonna put in the different plugs. So you can see here I have my 240. This was plugged in, it was pretty tight. But when I popped it out, it was full of water. I don't know if that's dirt or if that was heat creating that darkness in there. Just interesting that was full of water. It was hanging at my RV charger, so it's sitting like that. We haven't had rain for quite a while, so that water's been sitting there for days. This is like a waterproof plug. You can feel that it's tight and rubber sealed when it goes in there. But yeah, kind of a design flaw. If that's sitting on the side of the house, it's always going to be hanging the way it's designed, and easily could trap and retain water in there. And that over time is not good, especially with all that power running through it. So that was just interesting. Now I'm going to plug it into the 110 socket over there, like I said, and we'll see how long this thing takes to charge it, basically from 0 to 100. I'm going to guess right now 3 days. Today is Friday. It says it will finish it in a week. Yeah, that's crazy, guys. I think I'm gonna bail on this test. I kind of want the truck over the next week, so that's the conclusion of this test. All right, guys, so we are out here in my side yard. My fence has failed, the welds have failed, but I called the only guy that I know that I trust doing my welding for me now. It's Brandon over here at Dirty Fab. He did the Ranger for me, kept me safe. Yeah. He also custom fab that skid plate. A lot of people, you couldn't see it underneath.
I know, that kind of sucks.
But it actually helped me a ton with that bumper, kept the bumper straight. I mean, through the first hit and then the second hit, it really gave me a lot of rigidity, which I felt through my body. That was a hard hit, but the truck held together pretty damn well. All right, well, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be using the Ford Lightning outlets here. We didn't need to use the big boy. We can just use the 120. That's all his welder needs. But I just kind of want to demonstrate like how versatile this thing is, and just give it another test as far as using the outlets and having real world practicality. We don't need this anymore. We're just gonna be welding off there. So I'd say have at it and let's see how it does. All right, guys, so this is the screen that I use here. Pro Power on board. It's just saying that it'll shut down when my battery gets low. It's indicating right now that it's being used. So you can see down here that outlet B, whenever he hits the welding, it surges over, and you can see it react. So that's pretty cool. And then you have your frunk, you're up in here, you have your cabin, which I have plugged in right now. I have a Apple phone charger here, and so that will be over here, but it's really not going to draw much. It's not going to show much, even though these are pretty powerful for how small they are. So that's kind of what you see here. And like I said, it'll shut off if you get down to a low mileage. It will shut off the outlet so that you still have the ability to drive. And there you go, is showing the power draw from that welder. Pretty cool. All right, homie, we're good. We got it all fixed. Got the quick little welds done. Add a little reinforcement over here. And now my gate works again. So now my dog won't get out and rolling the duck shit anymore. Yep, it's a problem. Just gotta show my support for all my diesel repair guys. You know, you never know when they're gonna need to work on one of these trucks. That'll flop on there perfect. Thanks, Mike. Run a hell of a shop. If you guys don't know, actually, he's the one that rebuilt that C10 for me. I say rebuilt. When I got the C10 from Diesel Brothers, it didn't have a really good tune and the transmission needed to be rebuilt. So he actually pulled the cab and fixed it up for me. Actually did a really good job. Now JH, he's never done anything great for me, actually. Everything I've taken to him is just, it breaks immediately. He's a terrible mechanic. All right, guys, I asked you before what I should do with this truck and a few of the tests I should put it through. And one of them that keeps kind of bubbling to the top is jump it. I totally agree with you. I found the perfect spot, so let's go see what it can do. All right, let's go jump this pig. It is heavy. I don't think it's designed to jump. Whew, but we'll see, right? All right, here we go. That was 50. The ass end kick, boy. Make sure all the cameras are still there. Front ones are good. Rear one's still filming. What kicked? I don't know if I want to do that one again. Hey guys, well that's the end of this review video. The next video though, I promise, is going to be quite the shocker. And remember, that's just another day chilling with Chet.